Hi, Craig Page here. So I just want to go over the basics of MT4 Platform. You should have downloaded that from the mini course and installed the basic template from the default template. You can find that higher up in the recap section on the Pro version. So let's just open up the Axie platform. Here we have it. So it looks very confusing and daunting. I'm sure a lot of things that you've looked at in the past, from medical text to technical equipment, has looked daunting as well. But I'm just going to run through the basics, and you see after 5-10 minutes you will have an understanding. So first of all, we would be going to File, open this up and open a new chart. As explanatory as it says, it will just open up a new chart. It will then give you the options of which currency you want to open. I've already got Euro USD open. I'm just going to open up the AUD USD, which is Australian dollar against the US dollar. When I open that up, it will just open up in a new chart. As you can see there, I've got the US Euro dollar and the Oz dollar. What you'll see here, that's on the monthly. This is on a, move this down to an hourly. You see Trump has just come out yesterday and done his tariffs, so there's been some massive movements. I'm not trading at the moment because of the volatility. However, let's just go back to the training. So that's the charts. You can open as many as you want. You can go offline. I wouldn't suggest you use that. I never have. Open deleted. We don't need to do that. We don't need to look at profiles. We don't need to close the system down because we normally just use the big red button at the top there. You can save this chart. I never use it. You can save a picture of this chart. Again, I never use it. But you can do that. You can just save picture. And it'll save to your desktop. You can print that off as well. What is useful is the data folder. This is where we'll be installing things like software and the expert advisors. We've already got pattern matron in there. Again, we should have installed that through the mini course. If not, it's in the recap above. Underneath that is open an account. If some of these demo accounts only last for 30 days, you might need to open up a demo account. Again, we've been through these basics in the free mini course. Again, you can just open up a new demo account. We should only be using demo until we're proficient in trading. Back up to there. So this is log into account. If you already have an account, and for some reason you've been the account's been closed down for some reason, you can go into there and just add those details that you had from the email in there. Into the community. I would advise you to join the community. There's lots of information in there on the systems. It's always good just to have that in the background. You wouldn't use it very much in the early days. Print setup, print preview, and print. So again, you can print the screens. Now the view, the whole of this is your platform, and as you can see, there's different boxes available, and you can turn them on and off. You can actually change the languages. Obviously, we're in English. Toolbars, we don't need that. Status bar, this is the bar at the bottom here. If I turn that off, you can see the status bar is gone. If I turn that back on, status bar, and all we're really looking for is that you've got a connection to your broker down here. View, if I turn the chart bar off, that just turns this little area down here on and off. Chart bar just tells you the different charts that you've got open. Here, the market watch, which you can see here, is where you have the markets, the list of your open or watch, what they call a watch list. Turn that back on again. Market watch gives you a rundown of all the markets that you're available to trade from your broker. Data window is this window here. Oh, that's the navigator. Data window we don't have open. Yeah, so this is, I never use this neither, just gives you the highs, lows of and what's going on in this chart. Never use it. Turn that off. View the navigator, which is this box here. Good to have that open, but you can close it and open it again. Terminal is this area. If I turn that off, terminal gives you more room, by that you need that open to watch trades. This terminal bar gives you, when you do open up a trade, the time you take it, the type, the size, the symbol that you're trading, the price, the stop loss, the take profit, price of ending, commissions, swaps, and their ongoing profit. This is helpful when you're journaling. Strategy tester, I'll do a separate video on the strategy tester, but it's one of the quickest ways that you can start to imprint how the market moves. I'll come back to that in a later video. Insert indicators. You can mess around with these indicators, but the whole thing of the Forex Pharmacy Treatment Suite is I've done all that for you. I've spent years, literally years, going through all the different indicators and putting them all into one template. So the range template, the position template, breakout template, they're all, I've done that for you. Lines, you can add vertical lines, horizontal lines and trend lines. Trend lines we will probably be using because that's what's linked in with the pattern matron software. Channels, Fibonacci, again you'll see when we look at the templates, this has all been done for you. Fibonacci, you can add shapes and rectangles. Okay, add a rectangle there. You can just add rectangles, points of interest if you're interested in those sort of things. And then double click on the box, right click, delete will delete the boxes. Don't need to worry about Andrew's pitchforks or cycle lines. Text, you might want to put some notes on there, so you can just put a little note on wherever you want. Text, test, and that will put a little note on there. Start again. Text properties. The text there, so turn that to test. It will just turn that now to say test. Okay, let's get rid of that. Right click. A little bit fiddly. Object, right click, delete. I'll delete that. So there, you can add arrows, all these other different thumbs up. Add a thumbs up in there. Delete that. Right click, delete. So the chart, what you've got open in, this is the chart that you're on. If you want to see what indicators are in there, you can click that and it'll tell you the indicators. If you want to change any of the details in the indicators, which I wouldn't advise you do at the moment, you just click on there and you'll get some other options how to edit the indicators. Again, I've done all that for you in the templates. Charts, what else? Stick with the candlesticks for now. That's the most used. A line chart just means that it cuts out some of the noise. You can just see the line of the price action. Let's go back to candlesticks. Chart time frames. You can change the time frames, but it's there in the top of the bar anyway. Templates, we'll cover the templates when we install the templates from the Forex Pharmacy treatment suite. Refresh. Grid might be helpful for you when you first start. Just puts a grid on there, but it can be overpowering. It looks too busy on the charts. I like a nice clean chart, so I will take that off. What else do we need on here? Zoom in, zoom out. Again, you can do that by these two buttons here. Tools, new order. There's a different way to do that, or I bet there's 3 different ways you can do that. Options, you will need this when you want to set up the notifications. We'll go to notifications, enable push notifications. This is when you've downloaded the mobile. Again, I'll do that in more depth when we're installing the Forex Pro treatment suite, which links up to give you signals through your phone. Cancel that off now. Window, this just tiles the different windows. See, we've got 2 things open at the moment. You can have them side by side. You can have them horizontally, so you can monitor 2 different currencies at the same time. These will make them full screen, obviously. And there is help as well, help topics. I wouldn't go into any of these. It will absolutely blow your mind. The amount of information's in there, and it will send you off tangent. Trading, you can go down a rabbit hole for months going down these different articles and codes and jobs. It's all coding. I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. I've been down this rabbit hole. You don't need to. I've done it all for you. Right, so that's the top bar here. And this is duplicated here, really. I very rarely go into these. I use these in the toolbars here, which are duplicated. And this is standard. So creating a new chart. There we go. New chart. GBP. There we go. So we've got a new chart. We don't start for the monthly at the moment. This one is the profiles. Don't need to deal with the profiles. This is the market watch. Navigator. Turn the navigator on and off. Data window. This is the bottom one again. We don't need that. Navigator. You should have that on, really. But again, you can turn them both off if you want more space on your chart when you're doing some back testing or looking at the top-down analysis, which we're going to go over as well. So let me just open those 2 back up. These are all able to move around and adjust them. They're a little bit finicky sometimes. Once you get these double lines, you can move things around. But you want as much space as you want, really. There we go. Just pull that down. So again, there we've got a new order. We're going to be using the pattern matrix software. We're going to be automating a lot of this. I wouldn't advise you doing instant executions at the moment. Let the software do the hard work for you. This is MetaQuotes. This is the programming language that we use to program the expert advisors. This is to register for a virtual server, so that you're not using your computer. You've got a model of this MT4 running 24/7 in the cloud. There's better options, to be honest, that I use. Auto trading, need this to be on. Click to go green when we're using things like the pattern matrix software or the 2-position software. This, just turn it off. Bar charts, we just stick with the candlesticks, not the line chart, just the candlesticks. And again, this is the zoom to make things bigger or smaller. Cascading the windows. Now these are two interesting little buttons. What this will do is, if this is on, every time you scroll back, it will pull the chart back to present time. If you turn that off, you can scroll back and it will stay there. Go down to a smaller time frame. You see it's not snapping back, but if I press that, it will snap all the way back to the present time frame. And with this one as well, that just takes off this right hand side, so you've got a bit of space to see where the market might be moving to. Here we've just got a quick shortcut to the different indicators. Don't need to do that, I've done the indicators, they're all in the templates. And time frames, again, don't need to do that because they're here. Yeah. Something, this cursor is normally your standard for looking at the screen. Yeah. But you can use this crosshair to measure certain things. If you want to know what the ADR is, even though it tells you in this template here what the average daily range is, you can see today because of Trump it's trebled. But you can measure things which might be useful in the future. Horizontal lines, vertical lines, and drawing a trend line. When we use the pattern matron software, this is what we'll be using to set levels. You just click on that, find out what level you want to trade from, and you're done. Pattern matron will then take over. When price comes down here, comes through this level, it will open a trade, put a stop loss behind, and a take profit. Again, we'll come back to that in future videos. Double click on the line, right click to delete any object. We have Fibonacci. Again, in the templates there are Fibonacci's. This is the draw text, text label, drawing arrows, and there we have it really. That is, in a nutshell, looking around the MT4 platform. We don't need to go into any more detail at the moment. I just encourage you to maybe just have a play around with it. You're on demo, you can't break it, so just mess around, and it is learning by experience. Right, well that's the overview of MT4, and I will get back to you in the next video. Have some fun and explore.